Most diesel owners think they already know their engines inside and out, but there are still secrets left uncovered. Today you'll discover 15 hidden tricks that reveal how these engines really work, and you'll want to stay until the end because the last one exposes a weakness most owners never even check until it's too late. Segment 1. Why these tricks are overlooked. Before we kick off, we need to clear something up. There are a lot of misconceptions out there that many drivers believe, such as oil being changed once in a while, or diesel filters being indestructible. While completely false, the tricks we mention only work because you will understand how these systems really behave under stress, and why most breakdowns and expensive repairs come down to the little things owners overlook. This is the difference between a diesel engine that ends young, while the other one is hauling over 500,000 miles.
Segment 2. Top 15 tricks for your diesel engine. Number 1. Glow plugs are more than cold start helpers. When most people hear glow plugs, they think about cold mornings and the little dashboard light that flashes before the engine fires. But these small heating elements have a much bigger role than just helping a diesel start in freezing weather. In many modern engines, glow plugs stay active after ignition for several minutes, keeping the combustion chamber hot enough to burn fuel efficiently while the engine warms up. This is important because incomplete combustion in a cold cylinder creates excess soot and carbon deposits that clog injectors, foul the EGR valve, and build up in the intake. Over time, that dirt can strangle performance and shorten the life of the engine. By ensuring proper combustion from the very first second, healthy glow plugs improve fuel economy, reduce white smoke on startup, and protect critical components.
Number 3. Fuel filters are silent lifesavers. Every drop of diesel fuel passes through a filter before reaching the injectors, but most drivers don't realize how critical that filter really is. Diesel contains more impurities than gasoline, and because the injectors operate at such high pressures, even microscopic dirt or water can scar their tips permanently. That's why diesel filters are often larger and more complex, with built-in water separators to trap moisture before it enters the rail. When the filter clogs, the engine doesn't just lose power. The injectors start starving, combustion runs lean, and temperatures spike. This can cause hard starts, misfires, and in extreme cases, injector pump failure, which costs thousands to replace. The filter's job might seem boring, but neglecting it is one of the fastest ways to destroy a diesel engine. Number 4. Oil is the lifeblood and the cleaner. In a gasoline engine, oil lubricates moving parts and keeps friction low. In a diesel, oil does much more. It not only lubricates, but also suspends soot, neutralizes acids from combustion, and cools components under massive pressure. Because diesels run higher compression ratios and produce more soot, their oil degrades faster and works harder than in most gas engines. This is why skipping oil changes in a diesel is far more dangerous. Contaminated oil turns into a thick, abrasive sludge that eats bearings, lifters, and turbo seals from the inside out. Many modern diesels even rely on oil pressure to operate variable geometry turbos and high-pressure injectors, meaning dirty oil can cripple critical systems. Fresh, high-quality oil isn't just maintenance. It's what makes the difference between an engine that runs for 500,000 miles and one that fails before 100,000.
Number 5. Turbochargers need gentle treatment. This is what gives a diesel its power and efficiency, the turbocharger. It forces air into the cylinders so more fuel can burn cleanly. Spinning at over 150,000 RPM and glowing red hot under load, it's one of the hardest working parts of the engine. The hidden trick here is that turbos rely almost entirely on engine oil for cooling and lubrication. Shut the engine off immediately after hard driving, and the oil stops flowing while the turbo is still scorching hot. This cooks the oil into carbon deposits that clog the turbo's bearings and oil passages, slowly choking it to death. Smart drivers let their diesel idle for a minute after heavy use, especially after towing or climbing steep grades. That short cooldown period prevents oil coking and extends the turbo's life dramatically. Some even install turbo timers to do this automatically. It's a simple habit, but one that separates engines that keep pulling hard from those with seized turbos. Number 6. Cooling systems are diesel's unsung hero. Diesel engines generate enormous heat, not only from combustion, but also from the constant stress of towing and long-haul driving. The radiator, water pump, thermostat, and coolant mixture all work together to hold temperatures steady. What most drivers overlook is that diesel coolant carries additives that fight corrosion and prevent cavitation, microscopic bubbles that can literally eat holes through cylinder walls. If the coolant isn't replaced on schedule, those additives wear out. The result is rust, scale, and pitting inside the block.
leading to leaks or catastrophic overheating. A weak cooling system can also trigger head gasket failures, which are far more costly to repair on a diesel than on a gas engine. Simple tricks like flushing the coolant, checking for proper antifreeze concentration, and monitoring the water pump can easily add years to an engine's life.
Number 7. Glow plugs are more than just cold start helpers. Every diesel driver knows that glow plugs help start the engine in freezing weather, but their role goes deeper. These heating elements warm the air inside the combustion chamber, making it possible for diesel fuel to ignite without spark plugs. When glow plugs weaken or fail, cold starts become rough. Unburned fuel produces white smoke, and the stress on the starter and battery skyrockets. But here's the hidden trick. Many modern diesels keep the glow plugs running even after the engine starts, stabilizing combustion until the cylinders reach operating temperature. Neglecting glow plugs can shorten engine life, foul injectors, and make winter driving a nightmare. Replacing them before they completely fail is cheap insurance for smooth operation. Number 8. Air filters decide your diesel's breathing. Diesel engines consume far more air than gasoline engines, especially under boost, which means their air filters face heavier loads of dust, pollen, and road debris. A clean filter ensures proper airflow and balanced combustion, while a clogged one chokes the engine, increases fuel consumption, and forces the turbo to work harder. In dusty regions or when towing, filters can clog shockingly fast. The hidden trick is that over-servicing can be just as harmful. Blowing out paper filters with compressed air or swapping them too frequently can let fine particles slip through and scar the turbo compressor blades. Smart maintenance means checking the filter, replacing it only when necessary, and choosing high-quality OEM or heavy-duty filters that balance airflow with filtration. This simple habit prevents dust scoring inside cylinders and extends turbo life. Number 9. Fuel quality makes or breaks the vehicle. Diesel engines are built for durability, but only if they're fed with clean, high-quality fuel. Unlike gasoline, diesel can carry more water, sulfur, and impurities, and these contaminants wreak havoc on injectors, pumps, and emission systems. Poor quality fuel leads to injector clogging, misfires, and even premature failure of high-pressure pumps that cost thousands to replace. The hidden trick here is that additives and choosing the right fuel station can make a massive difference. Using diesel with proper cetane ratings improves cold starts and smoother combustion, while water-removing additives help protect against corrosion in the fuel rail. Drivers who ignore fuel quality often face constant repairs, while those who are careful see engines sail past 300,000 miles. Number 10. Emission systems need respect. Modern diesel engines are equipped with diesel particulate filters, exhaust gas recirculation systems, and selective catalytic reduction units. These parts are designed to cut soot and nitrogen oxide emissions, but they also introduce new failure points. When the DPF clogs with soot, the engine has to regenerate by burning extra fuel at high exhaust temperatures. If the system fails to regenerate, back pressure rises, choking power and straining the turbo. The hidden trick is that short trips and stop-and-go driving are the real killers here. Diesels thrive on long, hot drives where regeneration can be completed properly. Ignoring warning lights or deleting emission systems might seem like a quick fix, but it usually shortens the life of the engine and risks massive fines. Keeping the EGR and DPF clean with quality fuel and proper driving habits is what separates long-lasting diesels from constant shop visits. Number 11. Transmissions carry more than power. A diesel engine produces far more torque than a gasoline engine of similar size, which means the transmission takes an enormous beating. Automatic gearboxes behind diesels must handle heavy towing, steep climbs, and stop-and-go hauling without overheating. When fluid breaks down or clutches wear, the gearbox slips, overheats, and eventually fails, often long before the engine does. The hidden trick is transmission fluid service. Unlike engine oil, transmission fluid doesn't just lubricate. It also cools, provides hydraulic pressure, and cushions gear shifts. Changing it on schedule, using the manufacturer's specified fluid, and checking for leaks can double the life of the gearbox. Ignoring it turns a bulletproof diesel engine into a useless truck with a dead transmission. Number 12. Batteries are the diesel's heartbeat. Unlike gas engines, diesels need much more cranking power to overcome high compression during startup. That's why they use larger batteries, sometimes even dual setups. A weak or aging battery doesn't just make starting harder, it strains the starter motor, shortens its life, and leaves glow plugs without enough power to heat the cylinders properly. The hidden trick is that voltage matters as much as cold cranking amps. A battery that tests good under light load can collapse when faced with the draw of a diesel starter. Smart owners load test their batteries before winter, keep terminals clean, and replace them before total failure. Neglecting this system can leave a diesel dead in the driveway, no matter how strong the engine inside. Number 13. Exhaust brakes aren't just for slowing down. Heavy diesel trucks often come with brakes that restrict exhaust flow, using back pressure to slow the vehicle on steep grades. Most drivers see it only as a way to save brake pads, but it does much more. By reducing constant heavy braking, exhaust brakes keep transmission fluid cooler, prevent overheating, and cut down on stress across the entire drivetrain. The hidden trick is proper use. Drivers who rely solely on service brakes wear them out quickly, but those who use exhaust braking extend both brake and transmission life dramatically. It's not just about control on descents, it's about protecting the expensive hardware that keeps a diesel alive. Number 14. Engine mounts take a hidden beating. Diesel engines generate massive torque and vibration compared to gasoline. Engine mounts, made of reinforced rubber or hydraulic fluid-filled designs, are what keep that force from shaking the entire vehicle apart. When mounts wear out, the vibration transfers directly into the frame, cracking exhausts, stressing transmission housings, and loosening electrical connections. The hidden trick is that failing mounts often go unnoticed until bigger problems appear. Drivers may feel extra vibration at idle or hear clunks during gear changes, but by then, nearby components could already be damaged. Inspecting and replacing mounts before failure not only restores comfort, but also prevents the kind of cascading wear that shortens a diesel's life. Number 15. Crankcase ventilation keeps the engine alive. Every diesel engine produces blow-by gases, combustion fumes that slip past the piston rings into the crankcase. Left unchecked, this pressure forces oil leaks, contaminates fresh oil, and builds sludge that starves bearings. That's why crankcase ventilation systems route these gases back into the intake, or through filters to keep the inside of the engine clean and pressure-free. The hidden trick is maintenance. Filters and separators in these systems can clog, and when they do, oil consumption spikes and seals start failing. A neglected crankcase vent system is one of the most overlooked causes of premature diesel wear. Regular inspection keeps oil where it belongs and ensures the engine keeps running strong for hundreds of thousands of miles. Segment 3. When to apply these tricks. You now know the secrets. It now comes down to when should these tricks be put into action. And to be frank, you don't need to wait until your diesel starts alerting you of big problems. Many of these tips are about prevention and work best when applied early. You can use them when doing your regular maintenance, before and after heavy towing, long highway trips, during extreme weather, any of the smaller warning signs such as hard starts, extra smoke, weird vibration, weak power, and at least once or twice a year as part of a system check, even if the engine feels fine. It's like brushing your teeth. When repeated, you save yourself from bigger issues down the road. While, yes, they are not one-time fixes, they're long-term practices that will keep your engine stronger, cleaner, and more reliable for years to come. Here's the big takeaway. Understanding these hidden systems is what separates diesel owners who get stranded on the roadside from those whose trucks keep pulling for decades. The question is, which of these secrets have you actually been using? And which ones surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because your experience might save another driver from an expensive repair. If this video helped you uncover new ways to protect your engine, hit that like button, share it with a fellow diesel owner, and subscribe for more practical car and truck tips that keep you running longer, stronger, and smarter on the road.